You know when you're using an app and you can see your delivery driver moving on a map in real time, or how you can pay for pretty much anything with just one tap? Well, ever wonder how that actually works? The secret is these powerful, ready-made toolkits called software development kits or SDKs. They are truly the unsung heroes of the software we use every single day.
So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the basics of what an SDK even is. Then we'll get into why they're so popular, the incredible benefits they offer. But then we're going to flip the coin and uncover the hidden dangers, from killing your revenue to creating major privacy nightmares. And finally, we'll take a peek at what the future might hold for these essential building blocks.
All right, so let's dive right in. First things first, what exactly is an SDK? Okay, the best way to think about it is like a ready-to-go construction kit for a software developer. I mean, instead of having to build every single part of an app from the ground up, an SDK gives them all the pre-built components, the blueprints, and the tools they need. It's a massive, massive head start. It lets developers focus on what makes their app special instead of just reinventing the wheel.
Now, this is where a lot of people get confused. What's the difference between an SDK and an API? Well, the analogy I love is this. If an SDK is the entire toolbox you need to build a house, an API, that's an application programming interface, is like a single tool inside that box, maybe a specific wrench. An API lets two different applications talk to each other. So an SDK is the whole package, and it usually contains a bunch of APIs to get the job done.
So now that we know what they are, let's get to the real reason SDKs are absolutely everywhere: the incredible speed and power they give to developers.
And the benefits are just huge. I mean, development time gets slashed because teams can just plug in code that's already been written and tested. This makes adding incredibly complex features feel almost, well, easy. You want to add world-class AI, secure payments, or real-time analytics to your app? Yeah, there's an SDK for that. And this isn't just about moving faster. It's about saving money. Less time coding from scratch means less money spent on development.
Just think about the Google Maps SDK. With this one toolkit, a developer can drop a fully interactive, real-time map right into their application. I mean, can you imagine trying to build that from scratch? It would take thousands of hours. With the SDK, it's done in a tiny fraction of the time.
Or what about the Stripe SDK? This thing handles one of the most complicated and sensitive parts of any online business, taking people's money. It lets developers add secure, compliant payment systems with just a few lines of code. It's a total game changer. And then you have something like Twilio. Your app needs to send SMS alerts, or have in-app chat, or even make voice calls? The Twilio SDK makes all these super sophisticated communication tools available to pretty much any developer, all packed up and ready to go.
But, and this is a big but, all this convenience comes with a price. And it's a price that most companies, and even their developers, almost never see coming.
So here's the problem. Every SDK is built in its own little bubble. The SDK you use for analytics has no idea that the SDK you use for advertising even exists. So when you pack them all together inside your app, they start silently fighting with each other for the same limited resources. We're talking about your phone's processor and its network connection.
And the impact of this? It is absolutely staggering. These invisible little battles can quietly drain away 15 to 20% of an app's potential revenue. It starts as a tech problem, but it quickly becomes a huge business problem. And because the app doesn't actually crash, your standard monitoring tools are completely blind to it.
So how do these conflicts actually kill revenue? Well, there are three main ways. First, launch delays. When all your SDKs try to wake up at the same time, it slows your app's startup to a crawl, and the app stores can actually punish you for that. Second, you get network bottlenecks. A user wants to watch a rewarded video ad, but multiple SDKs are all fighting for bandwidth. The ad takes forever to load, and the user just gives up. And third, and this one is scary, silent failures. An ad network updates its SDK, and it breaks something. Your app doesn't crash, but poof. An entire revenue stream just vanished without a single warning.
So if losing a big chunk of your revenue wasn't bad enough, the stakes get way, way higher when we start talking about the legal and privacy issues that come with these toolkits. Okay, so regulators looking at this stuff isn't new, but things are definitely accelerating. Take the US Federal Trade Commission. They've been on this for years. We've seen it go from cases about sneaky location tracking back in 2016 to apps sharing really sensitive health data in 2023. And now, in 2024, regulators are going after the SDK makers themselves for shady data collection. The pattern is crystal clear. Everyone is being held accountable.
So what's the new gold standard? The FTC is now enforcing something called affirmative express consent. And look, this is not your typical I agree checkbox that's buried deep inside a privacy policy nobody reads. This requires a clear, specific, and totally unambiguous yes from the user after they've been told exactly what data is being collected, why it's being collected, and who it's being shared with. And here's the kicker. Both the app developer and the SDK provider are responsible for getting that consent.
The message from regulators couldn't be simpler. You absolutely must respect the privacy choices a user makes on their phone. Think of that little pop-up from Apple asking if you want to be tracked. You can't try to get around it. You have to be totally transparent about your data practices. And for businesses, the FTC is now flat out telling them to create supplier assessment programs, which basically means it's your job to investigate the SDKs you're putting in your app.
So all of this, the technical issues, the financial risks, the legal trouble, it naturally leads to a huge question. What on earth is the future of the SDK?
You know, inside the developer world, this is a really hot debate. A growing number of developers are basically saying it's time to move on, that the old bloated SDK model is broken. But if we get rid of SDKs, what comes next?
Well, there are really two main schools of thought here. On one side, you have people who argue that what developers really need is just amazing documentation with clear, practical examples. Give them the map, not a giant, heavy vehicle. Then on the other side, you have folks who are betting on AI. They believe that generative AI will soon be able to just write all the necessary code for you, making these prepackaged SDKs totally obsolete.
So where are we now? I think this quote from Jim Bennett at LibLab just nails the central conflict perfectly. SDKs are a powerful way to improve the developer experience. They come with a cost. And that cost is all the work, all the maintenance, and all the risk that comes with them.
And that really is the key takeaway. While we're all debating what the future looks like, the reality right now is that SDKs are a double-edged sword. They're an absolutely critical tool for moving fast and innovating, but they're also a massive and often hidden source of risk. The real challenge for any business is learning how to manage that tricky balance.
And that leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. In a world that is always demanding that we build things faster, bigger, and better, we have to stop and ask, what is the true price of speed? Because the answer to that question, well, it's going to decide whether companies choose short-term gains or long-term trust with their users. And that choice will literally define the future of the apps we all use every day.